I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I'll walk it out.
Hey guys, my name's Shibby2142. What is going on? So we have some Battlefield 3 here. This is going to be some main battle tank armor gameplay. What the topic is going to be is how I play an armor, what I'm using, and little tips and tricks that you guys should try and implement into your gameplay. So Shibs, what do you think of the M1 Abrams? Now, it's pretty good, but the one annoying thing that you might not have noticed, even if you're a Battlefield veteran, is when you rotate this main turret to behind your tank, for some reason it slightly elevates it. I'm not sure why. It's kind of annoying, and that's why I almost like the T90 tank better. So you might be thinking, Shibs, why you Battlefield look different than my Battlefield? Okay, two things here. One, I'm using thermal sighting, thermal imaging, so that's when I hit right click on my tank on PS3 or Xbox. I'm not sure what the button is, but it's there. It's a perk that you can unlock and use. Also, I'm using the colorblind mode. Now, as of right now, I do not believe that's available on the console versions. However, a PC, not PC update, but update for you guys will be coming soon. And if you're wondering why I use the colorblind mode, no, I'm not colorblind. You can find out my reasoning in my Battlefield tips video in 1 minute or less on colorblind, so feel free to search that up and find out why. The three perks I'm using on my tank in order is Thermal Optics, like I just said, which is a secondary weapon sight with thermal optics that highlights soldiers and vehicles for efficient target identification. It also highlights mines, so that's very nice too. I'm then using Thermal Camo, which is an anti-reflective coating on your vehicle, which increases enemy lock and tracking difficulty, and decreases the time that you are revealed to the enemy from being spotted. This is active while in any seat of the vehicle, so if you're gunning for a tank, it's also active, which is pretty nice. The third and final perk I'm using is the canister shell, which is a tank shell encasing thousands of tungsten balls fired through a cannon muzzle like a shotgun. And if you're wondering, Shibs, why are you using this one? Feel free to check out my Battlefield tips video in 1 minute or less on that. So there we go, just a lot of tips going on. One thing I was very surprised at during this gameplay is that no one really jumped in my tank to gun for me. And I didn't really get repaired that often, not that I got hit, because I'm playing the more supportive role with the armor, because the armor to me is like a powerful chess piece. You don't want to just run in there and try to kill everyone you can and just get yourself killed. No, you want to help your team push, and then when the objective gets armed, because this is rush, you can help cover it because you can just continually shell it and keep enemies off it. When you first hop in a vehicle on Battlefield, you might think, I are invincible, I has helicopter, I has tank, bow to me, weak infantry. That's really not how it works, because there is balance in this game, and if there's a support player around you, you can just toss some C4 and you die. So it's not like you can just do whatever you want and be like, I am the rocket man they talk about, when it's like, well, you know, I gotta play smart and then I can be the tank man they talk about and do pretty well. As you see in the gameplay, the canister shell, once again the shotgun-like shot I have, is doing work. I like it a lot more than the LMG, like I said in the tips video, because chances are you'll get a headshot and it's basically an insta-kill. While I have not timed it out, it feels like this combo is a lot more effective than the LMG. Reasons for that is it feels like I can switch and get off a lot more main tank shots faster, because with the LMG you have to shoot, 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 while the canister shell is like you blow your load, you're done, and then you're gonna roll over and go to bed and say goodnight, baby. One small tip that you might not have utilized in your Battlefield gameplay is thermal optics do help you when you go outside the map. So if you were to go outside the map without thermal right there, it would go to black and white, but the enemies would not pop like they do, so it'd be very difficult. That's why one of the reasons the IRNV scope, when it was really good before it got nerfed, you can pretty much just run outside the map and then scope in and people would just pop out like crazy. So it wouldn't really matter if you're like, oh, I'm outside the map for a couple seconds. It was almost to your advantage because people wouldn't know to look there. One fun fact, because I doubt a lot of you have played Battlefield 2. Now, if you have, feel free to leave a comment. I bet you're probably the older crowd compared to the younger guys. Is that in Battlefield 3 you have unlimited tank ammo, while in Battlefield 2 your main tank gun had a set amount of ammo, and usually you had to wait for a resupply crate from the commander to actually get more ammo. So kind of an interesting fun fact there. Because of that game mechanic, in Battlefield 3, feel free to spam up your tank rounds as much as possible. Don't be like, oh, I gotta worry about my accuracy. feel free just to keep shooting. Even if it's not the best spot in the world, just to see what happens. I mean, if you get a hit marker, then you know someone's there. Blow up some walls. Help your teammates out in cases that if this building was totally blown out, that would help my team, then do it. Feel free. Why not? Just keep shooting and just have fun with it. There's no reason to have to be the uber elite tank sniper. And you'll notice here, I start getting locked if you're listening to the gameplay audio, and then I'm gonna go behind buildings. With my thermal camo and having things blocking me, pretty much I cannot get hit by anything that's from far away. Because if they do lock, I'll just get behind these buildings, the rocket will miss me, and I will be untouched. So in this case, yeah, I'm in a decent position. However, I can't really push up because the enemy spawn, one of them is right up there by that other house and site. So I'm like, all right, so I gotta play smart here, just keep shelling, and hopefully my team will push up to the point that I can then follow them up the ramp, which does happen eventually. So sometimes it's kind of in a stalemate. That's okay, guys. Even if your tank is not doing the best in the world, it's better than just running in there, maybe getting one kill, and then your tank gets blown up and you're back at spawn, pretty much doing nothing. That's how I look at it. And look, getting hit markers on those snipers, yeah, unfortunately they don't die, so that's kind of disappointing, but the canister shell, just love it. Awesome perk for the tank. I feel like this is a good time for the question of the day to you guys. Do you enjoy the vehicles more or the gunplay more in Battlefield 3? As in, when you're playing Battlefield, would you rather be in a vehicle, you know, any vehicle of your choice, or would you rather be running and gunning? So I'm curious, are you guys more the TDM, I played Call of Duty, but I want to try out Battlefield, therefore I'm not really sure, I'm kind of scared of the vehicles? Or are you more of a Battlefield veteran that you're like, you know what, all their games have this gunplay, you know, I'm kind of over it, I love my vehicles. So let me know, post a comment. On the flip side, the viewer question of the video is from the Galactic Donut, saying, hey Shibs, this is from Twitter, so if you want to check out my Twitter or hit me up or send me creepy things, feel free to do that in the video description. What is your favorite Pokemon? Okay, I thought about this for a bit, and my favorite Pokemon is either Nidoking, which is one of the original 151, or possibly Venusaur, and it's not like, oh, V's for vagina, ha ha ha. No, it's because Venusaur is just a baller-ass Pokemon. Also, Scyther, and then the evolution version of that to Scissor, because the metal version of Scyther is fucking badass. So that was kind of fun. Back to the gameplay, like I always say, know when the battle is lost. My tank there was dying. I'm not even playing engineer, so it's like, GG Shibs, what am I gonna do, just sit there and blow up? No, I'm gonna get out, let the armor blow up, make sure it's gonna blow up, because if the enemy would run up there and take your tank, that kind of sucks. And if you're a new Battlefield player, you might be wondering, well, Shibs, how is that possible? You just said it was gonna blow up. Well, an enemy engineer could just repair it and then steal it, which happens more often than not. So here I'm working with my squad, which these were just a bunch of random guys, and they were playing the objective, so that's awesome. I see he takes down that enemy. I'm gonna take that guy out because it's important to kill and push. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna arm the objective because you gotta play the objective, you know, PTFO. No, you gotta play a little bit smarter than that. Kill someone before he kills you, and then play the objective. It's like, you gotta kill and push. And then I know there's a spawn point back here, and at this point, we're trying to win because, you know, the tickets, not that they're low, but, you know, just want to get the round over with because we are playing pretty well. I'm going to sit up here, take people out, my team has my back, and this just works out fairly well. The MCOM I arm then blows up, so I get my 500 points. Your team has won. So a pretty awesome round. Everyone did their part. I held it down on my side, going 26-2. I had 2 deaths early on in the round that I just kind of cut out because I spawned on top of the tank, which happens a lot in DLC, so I just suicided. And then I spawned up by my squad trying to get the first objective, which we did. And then I killed a few guys with my PP-19 and then died. So then I spawned back in the armor, and that's where the gameplay started. So if you'd like to give a plus like for Battlefield, that would be cool. Giving you guys full gameplays is pretty tough in Battlefield because rounds can be 20 to 30 minutes long. And it's really hard to stay on topic and just talk about stuff for that long. Yeah, I don't know. So there you go. Tips and these gameplays. Pretty good stuff. Subscribe for more. As always, the button right above this video. Hit that if you have not already. Once again, my name is Shibby2142. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making me part of your day. And hopefully I will see you next time.